Hey guys, high performance happy hour, and you get me today. Yeah, so it's me coming at you today with high performance happy hour, and really want to focus on behavior today. And we started to talk about it a little bit yesterday with Peaceful Parenting Coach Sarah Jamel, and I want to go a little bit deeper into this behavior thing with you. And I always share some version of this with my community, whether you're in my private Light Your Fire group, or if you follow me through Growing Your Wings, or if you're on here on the Balance platform. And that's what I really want to focus on today. But before I start to go into what drives behavior and just creating this awareness within you about it. This video today, training, is going to be about 14 minutes long because I actually get to jump on a call with my coach. So super, super excited. And yes, I do have a coach, and I believe that everybody should have a coach. And if you don't have a coach and you're looking for someone to help you get after those goals and help you with staying mentally, physically, and emotionally well so you can get to those next levels of success in your life and career, hit me up. I do have openings available and would love to support you. And even if I'm not your coach, like, everybody gets to have a coach. And I would love to talk to you guys more about that and share my experience of having a coach as well. So anyway, let's get into it. High performance happy hour. And this is all about behavior today and what drives behavior. So use the comment box if you're joining live. Say hi, let me know who you are. Thanks for joining in live today. And all comments and questions, bring it on. Let's get this juicy discussion going. So what I love to share, hey Chelsea, thank you, awesome, welcome, welcome. So what I love to share about behavior, and I really drive this concept into people's heads, and you've probably heard me talk about it a lot. Behavior is basically you're engaging in it to get something or get out of something. So when we engage in a behavior, it's to get something or get out of something. Hey Phyllis, what's up? So basic, commit that to memory, write it down. We engage in a behavior to get something or to get out of something. And there are three main drivers of behavior. And I like to talk about the three of them together just to get your wheels turning and just start to really be mindful of the actions that you're taking in your life, in your career, and what it's telling you, because I said yesterday, behaviors leave clues. So the first reason, or the first thing that really drives our behavior, is desire. And what I mean by that is, what do you want deep down inside? And why do you want it? And when you really get a good understanding and a clear idea of what it is that you want and desire and why you want it, think about the behaviors that are driven from that thought or driven from that desire. And some of the behaviors that we engage in are leading us and moving the needle forward towards that desire. And some of the behaviors that we're engaging in might not be. So this is just a really great way for us to reflect and become more mindful of the actions that we're taking. And are the actions that we're taking aligning to what it is that we really, truly want? And sometimes, we engage in behaviors just to try them out, and they're not helpful. And that's okay, because this is how we learn. This is how we course correct to get ourselves back on the right track, right? So desire is a big, big thing that drives behavior. And really think about what you want out of your life and, why do you want it? Paint a vision for yourself. Get really, really clear. And that will definitely help you to take proper action. And, you know, sometimes we really, really want something and we don't know how to act on it. And by taking the time to engage in videos like this and just, you know, self-knowledge is huge, and it really helps you to figure out what's best for you at that time. And that kind of leads me into the next area of what drives behavior is knowledge. And knowledge is so, so important. Knowledge is power. It elicits new thoughts and ideas, and it keeps you open. It keeps you curious. It creates new possibilities for you. It opens you up to new opportunities that you might not ever have been shown if you weren't practicing self-knowledge and acquiring new knowledge in your life, personally and professionally. And it's one thing to be said that, you know, if you're working in a corporation, a career, you're a business owner, and like professional development is huge. It's something that's like ongoing. We have that growth mindset, lifelong learning, but also there's a lot to be said about personal development too. And what steps are you taking personally to develop and gain new knowledge, whether that's mental, physical, emotional, and even spiritual? What areas in your life are you seeking knowledge in? I would love to hear. Let me know. That way, if I can support you, I'd be happy to do so. And I have a ton of beautiful coaches and connections in the coaching industry, so that let me know what you're looking for, and I can definitely hook you up with that. But knowledge is a huge driver of our behaviors, and when we acquire knowledge and skills, it makes it that much easier for us to start to take action. It creates a path, and that's always super, super helpful when we have a direction and when we know where we're going. It, like I said, it makes it that much easier for us to take proper action. We're not feeling overwhelmed. Our stress levels are decreasing because we have direction from the new knowledge and the skills that we're acquiring. Plus, when you put yourself out there to acquire new skills and knowledge, there's always communities that are involved in this. And when you immerse yourself into a community with around this new knowledge that you're seeking and new skills that you're building, it creates a beautiful support network. And that support network is really going to help you to stay motivated and accountable to keep engaging in the behaviors that are going to move the needle forward and get you closer to that goal. And the third thing that I love to share about with what drives behavior is our emotions. And this is where we get to be open and vulnerable and really not suppress those emotions. And it's really a commonality in this platform and with high performers and those of us that are very driven and ambitious and goal oriented, that sometimes we don't allow ourselves to process our emotions because we're just keep going, gotta get it done type of thing. And there could be a lot of stress and emotions coming up while we're taking action. And because we're so driven and ambitious, we allow our emotions to be suppressed, and we keep pushing them down. And that's what happens to a lot of us, and including myself. That's what happened. And I ended up getting completely and utterly mentally and physically burned out because I wasn't mindful and I wasn't present to what was happening to me while I was going through moments of really, really pushing myself physically, mentally, and then not really dealing with the emotions that were almost trying to tell me like, hey, like you need to slow down a little bit, or let's create some space here for you to process what's going on. Because I ended up getting completely and utterly exhausted and emotionally detached to the point where I was just working in my job Monday through Friday and just feeling unfulfilled and super robotic and just numb. And what I've learned with emotions is that they're very instinctive and they're going to come up no matter what. You really cannot bury them because they're going to come to the surface eventually. And they can come to the surface in different ways. So if you're proactive and you're allowing yourself to feel your feelings and letting you yourself process them and let them move through you and create this beautiful awareness around them. So when they do bubble to the surface, you're more resilient. You're quicker to get through the obstacle, or you'll have more mental clarity around problem solving. But if you're the one that's constantly like me, constantly burying them, eventually they're still going to come to the surface, like I said, but they might show up with you being super irritable and negative and exhausted and just overwhelmed and stressed to the max that you can't even really process all of the stuff that you were going on. God forbid going into feeling like you're going to have a nervous breakdown. So be really aware of your emotions and allow yourself to process the emotion. Don't bury it. Just when that emotion comes up, and I've said this before, there are 5 primary emotions: anger, fear, hurt, sadness, and joy, happiness. And when the primary emotions, like I said, they're very instinctual, so they come up no matter what, but you get a choice in how you're going to process that emotion, and just kind of shine a flashlight on it. You know, when there's an event that happens that triggers anger, you know, take a step back, shine a flashlight on it, and just get curious with that emotion. Be like, ooh, there's some anger here right now. What is this emotion trying to tell me? Maybe it's trying to tell me that I don't have to respond right now. It's good for me to, you know, go take a break and maybe go for a walk, and then I can come back to the situation and handle it in a more effective way than by letting the anger either bury it and it's just going to come out like later. So just think of it that way. And I hope that this is landing with you, and you understand what I'm saying with being able to manage our emotions in a way that doesn't bury them, or doesn't we don't ignore them, because as human beings we want to feel our feelings, because that's how we learn. That's how we learn how to be more resilient. That's how we learn how to better handle stressors that come into our life. And also, there's a lot to be said about vulnerability. And when we allow our emotions to be seen, it really creates vulnerability and courage in putting yourself out there and letting people know how you're really feeling. And with the instinctual emotions that come up, those 5 primary emotions, it's all about choice, and we get to choose how we feel about the situation. Let that emotion be there. That's okay. It can be there. The anger can be there. The hurt can be there. The happiness can be there, but we get a choice in how we want to feel through that situation, and allowing yourself to feel those feelings, but don't really assign any value to them, because when we assign value to those feelings, that's when things linger and we hold grudges, and they stay they stay in our system. And when the negative feelings and the negative energy stays in us, that's what keeps us stuck. That's what keeps us from moving forward towards our goals. But if you are aware of those emotions and feelings and you let them gracefully move through you without assigning any value to them, then that, gets you, that builds that resilience, that keeps you problem solving, that keeps you moving forward. So let me know what's resonating with you, and hopefully you're kind of thinking about more in depth about what's really driving those behaviors and the significant behaviors that are going on in your personal and professional life right now. And those three main areas that drive behavior are your desires, your emotions, and knowledge. And how can those three areas really help you to develop healthy behaviors that are going to keep moving that needle forward for you and get you to those goals that are really, really important to you? And use those areas, use your desires, your emotion, and knowledge to help you move forward. Don't let those areas keep you stuck. And I want to invite you to dig a little bit deeper into your desires, dig a little bit deeper into your emotions and what's been popping up for you lately, and go a little deeper with the whole knowledge piece, that the mental, the physical, and the emotional, personal development, and even carrying it over into professional development, and how you can acquire some new skills and knowledge that might just be what you need to get to that next level of success in your life. And if there's an area that's a little bit weaker than the others, mental, physical, and emotional, then that can give you great guidance and on what area of knowledge you get to increase or get to get curious about. So that is all for High Performance Happy Hour today. I got to jump off and give my coach a call, but just wanted to jump on today and share about behavior and what drives behavior. Write it down. It's your desires, your emotions, and knowledge. So take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.